stories. Like, just getting caught by the bad guy. No, it was Teen Titans Apprentice. That's what it was. It was the whole Apprentice arc. I loved the looking for the bad guy angle.
You know what? You're 100% right. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, we are going live right now.
Oh, we're going live. Okay.
But yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's the Apprentice. It was the Apprentice arc. That's what did it. That's what fucking did it.
That Apprentice arc was so good.
It was. I'm not arguing that. In fact, I'm agreeing wholeheartedly.
I read like a 40-some chapter fanfic like multiple times where it was like, hey, what if Robin totally didn't pull that victory out of his ass?
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
What?
You want to talk about fanfic. Okay, there's a serious portion of time where, like, the main genre of fic that I was reading was, hey, what if the Apprentice thing lasted for longer than, like, 3 days?
Well, exactly. That was my favorite one.
Hey, guys, what's up? Okay.
Hello, party people. We're talking about Teen Titans.
Teen Titans is the shit, and I love it.
Easily top 5 Cartoon Network shows.
100%. Like, it was so fucking good.
It was way better than it had any right being.
Oh, yeah, and honestly, I would argue it was pretty good on, like, how to keep a show balanced and episodic while also having overarching storylines, you know?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Because you really could, with the exception of 1 or 2 multi-part episodes, you really could just basically jump in at any time, and you were good to go.
Or I watched, like, season 1 backwards when I was first watching Teen Titans. Like, I swear I saw this, like, the season finale, like, the second part of Apprentice before I saw the first part. And it was just, like, utter confusion. It was like, what? What happened to Robin? What? Where's Mad Mod?
Well, and I mean, if anything, that kind of proves it almost to the point of, like, guilt, you know? It's a hard line to straddle where, like, you can actually let the viewer jump in at any time, but also still be coherent enough to follow, you know?
I think, of course, there's only one show that pulls that off flawlessly.
Of course.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's the peak right now. The optimistic part of me is like, okay, yes, Avatar is the best one right now, but I mean, that doesn't deny how fucking good it is.
Like I don't mean to crap on Korra, but like Avatar's opening was so concise. It sums up how the world works, what's going on, and what the premise is, and then you get the previously on Avatar.
Well, and
so you get caught up with what's going on in the episode.
Right. And honestly, one of Korra's biggest drawbacks, or not even drawbacks, I would say, like, one of the biggest things that hamstrung Korra was what made it able to exist in the first place. It's a follow-up. So there's a part of the show that no matter how much the creators would have tried to mitigate it, there's a part of the show that depends on you having watched Avatar.
And I think that was the wrong way to go about it. I mean, I get it, it was a sequel series, but I wish it didn't rely, I wish the writers tried to not have it rely so much on the old show.
Well, and that's the hard part.
Later bits, it really did do its own thing, but it took a little bit.
Well, and that's really the hard part, is that, one, it was, like, 100% brought on to depend on the old show. Like, that was the thing. They didn't have a plan for a next Avatar set. They came in, told their story, and got out, and then Nickelodeon was like, hey, wait, come back, we have money. But...
I know, like season 1. That's why season 1 like wrapped up so. I need to stop crapping on it. Korra's a good show, guys. Honestly, I've warmed up to it.
Honestly, Korra is a good show. But again, it was hamstrung by very nature of what made it. No matter how
Yeah.
much creators would have tried to let it stand on its own, the fact that A, it was brought on because Avatar made so much money, and B, it takes place the direct generation after The Last Airbender, it did not stand a chance. It did not stand a chance. Honestly, you would have had an easier time doing something new and on its own with literally almost any other avatar. I think you might have run into the same problem if you tried to do something with Roku. But if you had taken like the Kyoshi stories or just focused on Wan or even picked up an avatar in an even more modern setting, go full cyberpunk, fuck it. Any of those things, it would have been an easier sell to let it stand on its own. But Korra unfortunately had the you know problem advantage mixed bag of coming directly after Avatar.
I remember when, like last week, when I was reading about like all the past avatars that we know about, and then how much Yang Chen kind of reminds me of Aang, the Airbender avatar before him,
Right.
and I'm just like, wow. I wish they would have focused more on the. I mean, they focus on it. I'm not going to pretend like they don't, but I wish more focus would have been put on the living up to the legacy of Aang aspect. I felt like that kind of got dropped after season 1.
I mean, it basically did because it's so crazy. Because
like, that was the thing that like overshadowed the guy that came after Yang Chen, was the fact that like all of her work was like helping humanity like get going and whatnot, and that pissed off a lot of spirits because humans weren't respecting things, and so then the next guy had to like fight back all the spirits and died in his 30s because of it.
Yeah. And yeah,
like,
Avatar's
wow.
original concept art was more sci-fi and space-based. Clearly some different takes were applied there. Honestly, I don't want Korra to be a rehash of the storyline that they established for the last water Avatar. I want them to be able to have their own stuff. It would be pretty crappy if like we even accidentally made this establishment of here's what's always going to be the basic guideline for this part of the cycle. Like that would suck.
Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't mean like make it like copy him. I just meant, wouldn't it be fun if it was like if Aang echoed Yang Chen but did better, because Aang was more concerned with the spirit world and whatnot than her.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we can see it as an improvement with Korra.
Yeah, I do agree with that. That like getting to see some echoes of like the past, but improved. Like I think that's the whole point of learning from the past. Real quick, this AU is another palette drawing because I can't help myself, and I have 45 asks right now. This is for the.
Wait. Your asks are closed, right?
They are closed. Okay, the last time we talked, they were at 75. I've made progress.
You have made progress. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I was worried that once you went below 50, you were going to open them back up again.
No. I only considered it. But no. But yes, this is for the Onikol AU that some of you might know from Tumblr. Belongs to Worm. Worm is the best. We love the worm.
Alright. Sorry, I'm still stuck on Korra, but consider this. If Korra is like a young adult in the Avatar equivalent of the 20s, And that means by the time she passes away, it'll be the Avatar equivalent to the 2000s. So, Earthbender Avatar, I wonder what they'd be like as a Gen Zer.
I mean, I'm as down as anyone for, like, you know, a Gen Z Earthbender. I don't know. I really don't know, because there's a couple of things to go about it. I mean, my heart of hearts is like, let them be a scene kid, but the other part of me is like, they don't deserve to have that resting on them.
Wait, let them be a what kid?
You know, scene kid. Please tell me they had scene kids at your school.
Define?
Okay, so a lot of people get them confused with emo kids. Emo kids and scene kids are not the same, okay? Emo kids had, you know, the screamo music or Evanescence, and they had all the black and the super edgy talking about shit. They were talking about, you know, heavy mental health stuff without the nuance of we're trying to improve ourselves. Okay, we were fucked up. The scene kids were like the Poison Dart Frog version of that. Okay, I'm talking bright neon, zebra print, heavy eyeliner, eyeshadow, hair was straightened to hell and back, to the point where, like, it basically stuck halfway up on its own. It was so heat damaged. Cover half the face with bangs, that type of thing. Anything? Is any of this ringing a bell?
No. This did not happen at my high school.
Oh my god, you didn't have scene kids? I almost was a scene kid!
Look, Rita, like, I might be in one of the bigger cities, but Iowa is still Iowa, okay? We're not that out there.
I live in fucking rural Texas!
Yeah, but that's Texas.
Dear Lord. So anyway, you know what? I'm gonna find you a picture of a scene kid, and I'm gonna show that to you.
Wait, you're gonna draw a picture of a scene kid?
No, I'm gonna find a picture online of, like, the quintessential scene kid, and I'm gonna send it to you. Okay?
Okay.
It's God. It's just like, yeah, Poison Dart Frog of the emo world. That sounds so mean. I really do want to impress upon y'all the fact that, like, I was one of these kids. Okay.
Well, I thought you said you almost were one of these kids.
Here's the thing. The one thing that was preventing me from doing this was I went to a school that had a mandated uniform, and my parents were still a little bit conservative about hair color and shit at the time.
Plus, you could have accidentally damaged your hair.
Oh, are you kidding me? I've got super thick hair. I've dyed it like 8 times over the past year, and it's still going strong.
Cutting my hair super short has unfortunately led to me realizing that my hair grows back really fast.
Oh, yeah, no, I am the... talk. Depending on, you know, the kind of food that you're eating and just nutrients and shit, you can get a good amount of hair growth going pretty quickly.
I'm not trying to increase hair growth. I like it short. I like it short.
Then quit eating carrots.
I don't eat carrots.
Oh, well then I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Like, I can put it in a ponytail now. I could not do that a month ago. I'm so mad.
So what I'm hearing is we need to figure out how to cut Mel's hair at home.
Oh, wait a minute. There was one kid like this. There was one kid like this. She used to be like my best friend, actually.
Oh yeah, no, they were cool kids. They were just
Middle
fucking
school.
bonkers because we were 12 and thought we knew how the universe worked.
Oh man, this totally totally reminds me of them.
PSA kids, if you know anybody whose persona involves a neon color, there is like a 50-50 chance they were a scene kid growing up.
Did you say persona?
Yep.
With an F?
Yep. I said what I said.
What is your persona, Rena?
Honestly, I haven't thought about that shit in years. Keep in mind, the last time I did think about this shit, I was definitely an edgy 12-year-old, and so naturally it was a wolf.
Of course. I have never thought about this in my life, so I would not know.
Listen, whenever your friend group consists of, like, the only emo and or gay kids in the entire school, you get into all the weird internet shit. It happens.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with furries.
Oh no, are you kidding me? That's my backup plan, is learn how to draw furry art and open commissions.
Ah!
Listen, it is not to that point yet, but if drawing wolf ass pays the bills, we're drawing wolf ass.
You know, I'm actually curious. I've never seen you draw anthropomorphic.
Mostly
things.
because
Could
it's
you,
not
like-
really my strong suit.
Girl, you need to practice with serpentine. Duh.
Oh my god.
Like, you have the perfect excuse for this fandom.
Between the serpentine and Akita, I could draw until I was blue in the face.
Well, you've drawn Akita before, though. You can't use that as an excuse anymore.
I have drawn Akita, but, like, definitely intentionally either fully human or fully wolf.
Hey, you gave her cute little, like, wolf fangs for that Snow White AU. So, like, I'm just saying.
I mean, what, I was not gonna give her fangs? Let's be real.
They were so cute. Like, legit, that was, like, the cutest shit. I was so... And Lloyd surrounded by the flowers. You kill me.
See, the next part on redrawing that is going to be choosing specific flowers, so if anyone ever bothers to, you know, Google search that shit, they get mad at me. And yes, I do intentionally draw angsty Easter eggs to make you guys yell at me.
Wait a minute, were you talking about that, like, flower thing where people were, like, the AU where, like, they puke up the flowers?
No, but definitely did look up certain flowers for that too.
Oh, okay.
Listen, we were talking about Rena and her, like, choices in fanfiction earlier. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Your girl loves Hanahaki, okay? It's got the right amount of
We all have our
angst.
weaknesses.
It's got the right amount of angst via injury, angst via emotions. Like, serotonin central.
Alright, Rita, I have a challenge for you since we're talking about fanfic things again.
Oh my god.
How do we do Apprentice for Ninjago?
My time has come. Okay. Okay.
Wait. I have one stipulation. It can't be Zane.
Oh, honey. So here's the thing.
Zane's the easy one, okay?
Zane is the easy one, but he's not where my brain was going. Where my brain was going was we already had the perfect setup. Okay? You want to know where that setup was? You want to know where that setup was? That setup was in season 4.
You're doing Kai?
Yep, we're doing Kai.
the apprentice too, though.
So here's the thing. I've actually already seen an AU where he's apprenticed to Klaus, and it was like a kidnap situation of some sort.
Damn it, we have to do something different.
Right. But here's the thing. Because this is an apprentice AU, we have to do something different, because then where would the angst be? It would be the wrong kind of angst for what we're trying to get across. Which is why we have Chen extending an offer to Kai, wherein he doesn't do, the full-on dastardly things right now. Under the guise of giving them a fighting chance, so long as the fire elemental stays with him. Don't worry, we're not killing Kai. Not in this one.
No, Rita, what I was going to say is, what if the justification for this AU is that Chen figures out that he doesn't need to steal everybody's elemental powers, because he realizes that Skylar is just the key. Like, he realized that already in season 4, but, like, this is where he realizes it sooner.
Alright, go on. I'm intrigued.
He figures out that all he needs is his daughter to just, like, give a high five to literally every single elemental master there, so he doesn't need to steal all their powers. And then, like you said, you want them to have a fighting chance against him.
Right.
So by the time, like, Kai is captured with everybody else, Chen's plan is, like, already complete. And so that's when they do the deal with Lloyd, before Lloyd gets caught. So, like, there's no fight between Kai and Lloyd. Or, like, I guess Kai luring Lloyd into the fight with Chen. Because it doesn't need to happen.
Right.
Instead, we get the deal. And then everybody gets released, and then Garmazon and Lloyd are like, what the fuck? He's like, where's Kai?
Where's
There's
Kai?
Kai.
And then, of course, we get the lovely, lovely extra angst of just, why are you doing this, Kai? And just, he can't tell them why.
And then part of it is also, like, it's not just to protect them, but he also, what Chen was dangling in front of him in the show, where it's just like, I can tell you what happened to your parents.
Exactly, yes, that's the missing piece. That's how he gets him to stay. And then just, there's a refusal to get Nia involved.
Yes.
Because he's Kai.
Yes.
Little bastard. Sorry, my brain is not firing on all cylinders right now. As soon as we get this drawing over, I am going to take an Excedrin, because I thought that headache was gone, and it is not.
Oh no! I actually need to go grab a bottle of water here in a few minutes, but when you do that, that's what I'll do.
Oh, don't worry. Why do y'all people think I'm gonna kill Kai? I just got 2 messages. Are you gonna kill Kai? No!
Come on, you guys!
Have a little more faith in me
We're
than that.
We're 4 kids.
Exactly. We are Batman the Animated Series, okay? We're not allowed to kill people, so instead, we're just gonna do something that's so much worse.
You see, they don't die. They go to the cursed realm.
They don't die. They just get Joker gas and have horrifying smiles for the rest of their lives.
Oh my god. Okay, if any of you, read Tommy's Twitter, I gotta point this out, because I pointed it out to you, Rena, and it still cracks me the hell up, because when I read the tweet, I was like, well, actually, because someone asked Tommy on Twitter, how did Morrow know about Lloyd and everything else going on? And then Tommy's just like, well, there was someone in the departed realm that could have told him everything. And, I just pushed up my fake glasses and think, actually, Tommy, it was the cursed realm.
See, okay, fun fact about the Scarecrow
It was
fear
hell,
gas
not
stuff.
heaven, but your facts right.
Cat, fun fact about the Scarecrow fear gas stuff. So, like, I'm an anxiety riddled mess, right? We're aware of this. We all know. See, back in middle school, I did not know. And I made an entire villain whose power was inducing anxiety. I did not realize this at the time. I was just like, oh no, he just makes everybody scared. No, no. He literally kills via anxiety attacks. But that's a whole nother sermon. But my point is, we could be so much worse.
There are lines I do not draw.
Exactly. There are lines there. In all reality, I very rarely kill them. And honestly, Coco was like a fluke, okay?
Look, we needed a reason for Garmadon to be an angsty sailor, alright?
Yeah, Coco was a fluke. Coco was a fluke.
Kill Misako too, though.
Okay, but like, who here hasn't killed Misako? Let's be real. Who here hasn't had a little murder?
We killed the good and the bad mom.
We don't discriminate.
Look, man, I don't like killing characters. I mean, I was traumatized as a child when I thought Rain died in spirit.
Okay, we were all traumatized by Rain. That's a completely different set of circumstances.
Like, you see the hole and there's no blood and you're a kid and it's just like, what's going on? She was shot! And, like, they don't cut away from the shooting either when it happens.
Oh, yeah, no, that is full on. This bitch just got shot.
And, like, you can tell she knew what the colonel was about to do, but she couldn't stop herself, so instead she just, like, got up on her legs. That way she could shield the kid. I was like, no. You go, girl. Hashtag childhood trauma.
See, I took all that trauma and I turned it into fuel for fucking up ninjas, apparently.
You know, you know what AU I would love for you to do a little extra art for, if you still remember it?
Oh?
Brother Bear.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Damn. So long ago.
You did the Sitka death and then that was it.
I sure did, damn. Fuck. You know, that's a lie. I did a few other sketches.
I mean, oh yeah, no, you like nailed the transformation screenshot.
With my markers that were rapidly drying out. That was such a dark time.
And Lloyd were so adorable.
I can't even draw dragons. I need to get better at that.
Use this as an excuse.
I don't know, guys. I think Mel wants me to draw dragons. What do you think?
Alright, do we want to do angsty or do we want to do cutesy?
Well,
I can think of various scenes.
Here's the thing. I need to figure out how to draw them first. So we're just going to pull up a cutesy little reference page of baby dragons.
Alright, Potato Jar Max. Let me tell you a story. It is the story of Mel watching Brother Bear last year and thinking to herself, hey, why not do this with ninjas?
And Rena going, fuck yes!
So this AU has it where all of the ninjas live in the first realm, and they're like chilling, you know, whatever Kai is supposed to do is like rite of passage thing. And then dragons, because, dragons are a thing in the first realm. Steals some food Kai was supposed to protect. Kai goes after it. They end up on a cliff. Cole sacrifices himself to separate this dragon from the rest of them. And yes, Cole does die. Kai goes out for revenge, kills the dragon, and then gets turned into a dragon to learn a lesson about, the circle of life or some shit.
I think it's just about the inherent value of life and not seeking revenge.
Inherent value of life, yes. And he meets up with Lloyd, who has been lost because he got separated from his daddy. What could have happened, I wonder? Really, I wonder. Yeah. Highly recommend you watch the source material for this. Brother Bear. Solid Disney movie. What do you think, Rena?
I fucking love Brother Bear. It's one of my favorites from the get-go. See you, Potato.
Bye!
Brother Bear is definitely one of the ones that I have enjoyed from the get-go. One, because I'm always a bitch for sibling-centered movies. I just always am. And Brother Bear does it really, really well. And two, there's a little bit of a personal note in there. Not gonna lie. But it's so fucking good. I'm probably not the best place to talk about these things. We're gonna talk about that later.
Okay, I didn't mean to pry.
Sorry. You're good. You're good. And Lloyd has turned into a cat dragon. That's what this is.
I guess if this is too hard, we could always go for the other AU that popped into my head.
No. Mama ain't raise a quitter. She did raise a dumbass. She ain't raise a quitter.
Robin Hood and Little John run in the forest to the valley, the golly what it takes.
You know what? As somebody whose friend did get...
That's what I thought about.
What?
When we were talking about personas, that's what I instantly thought about was, oh, hey, remember the movie that kickstarted all of this? I mean, Wikipedia is totally accurate, so it credits the movie as starting furries, so...
I would not doubt it, honestly. Kat, as somebody whose friend, legitimately did get into witchcraft and taught me how to curse a motherfucker, Brother Bear's not going to do anything with magic.
What about the Great Spirits? Isn't that, magic? Cool?
I mean, yes, but it's definitely not the, corrupt our children into witchcraft type of magic.
Wait a minute, did I tell you about a plush I got at the Disney store last year when I was in New York City?
What plush?
I have a Coda plush.
That's adorable!
I'm sorry, it was just Brother Bear, and I looked across my room, and I was like, wait a minute, I have a stuffed animal for this guy. Because I didn't expect them to do merch for this movie anymore, I always thought it was, the forgotten one.
Well, and here's the thing, Coda kind of falls in, he's not as popular as Stitch, but he does kind of fall into that, we may not think the movie's all that fantastic at the time, but goddamn, the toy bear makes sales.
Well, that's exactly my point, because what you see everywhere from a movie that I don't hear people talking about that often. You see Marie from Aristocats. she's everywhere.
Because she's fucking cute.
I mean, don't get me wrong, she's adorable, but I am more partial to Thomas O'Malley myself.
I get that, but that's because you have actual opinions stemming from the movie. People looking for like a cute little cat plush for their niece are just looking for the cute little cat plush that sometimes has a sassy little girly quote with it.
And has that cute pink bow.
Exactly.
I just, her popularity, when I discovered it, I was just like, what? Huh? But then it's like, you explain it, and then, you know, it makes sense. It's just, you know, when you first see it, it's just like, where did this come from? And how? And why?
Drawing dragons is hard.
Hey, I think it looks nice.
I
Even
just,
in, like, fish fins. I'm joking.
I just don't normally draw them.
So this is good practice.
It is good practice, but damn it, it's hard.
Well, you're going to need to learn how to draw complicated stuff if you're going to be, like, an animatics person.
Storyboard artists just need to get the point across, Mel.
Well, that was the thing. You know how, like, Rise just wrapped up for
Yeah.
TMNT? Well, Nickelodeon, or the Ninja Turtles Twitter page was like, hey, look at the storyboards, and, like, all the comments are, this is, like, rough animation, what is happening?
Oh, yeah, it's because that one of the unfortunate side effects of, like, storyboard art right now is you're basically being paid for one job but expected to do two. Animatic artists are actually an entirely different thing, but more and more storyboard artists are expected to create animatics.
I see.
It's one of those great things that you're just like, oh wow, that's actually really cool that you know how to do that. And then you look at the person and they're, you know, a sad coffee-fueled slug because they're exhausted.
Oh, poor guys. Do you think Rise has a chance of sticking around?
Honestly, I actually got season 1 and 2 on Amazon, and started watching it. And frankly, looking at the way the animation is, I'm amazed it lasted as long as it did. Because the animation looks expensive as hell.
I know. Wait, were you, when you were watching the final episode, did you notice that it was Splinter from the old show voicing Shredder?
I honestly, it's been a little bit, and this was right in the middle of me, like, applying to jobs and being a stressed out slug myself. So a lot of that is just complete bonkers. Lost that information. It's gone. It's gone.
I kept seeing the same clip on on Twitter, because I still haven't caught up on Rise, because busy, I guess. I'm gonna go with that.
I mean, we did just graduate. I think we're allowed to be a little busy.
I think we're allowed to be a little lazy, too.
Yeah. Yeah. So why do you and my counselor say the same things?
Are you saying I need to be a counselor? Should I have actually gotten the psychology major?
I mean, I'm not saying it would be a bad idea, but at the same time, like, both you and her are telling me, you know, it's okay to breathe a little bit right now. You know, most people are excited after they graduate.
Especially when you do it in 3 years.
I came in with a lot of credits.
Someone legit asked me before I went into work today, like while I was waiting to punch in, so are you like 17? Or what grade are you in?
Oh my fucking god.
And I'm like, I just graduated college. She looks at me.
At least you know you're cute. At least you know you cute.
It was just so funny because then she went on a tirade about how like she gets mistaken for being younger than she actually is because she was 20, and like right after she's all like, so what grade are you in?
Wow.
I still come across as 17.
It's okay, Mel. You're just a little baby face.
I just need to learn how to apply makeup. Once I apply makeup, everything will be okay.
You want to know a secret?
What?
It is all in the eyeliner. 100%.
All in the eyeliner?
All in the eyeliner. I literally sometimes just only put on eyeliner. And people think that's a full face of makeup, especially with the whole mask situation. All you need is good eyeliner. And here's the thing. Yes, liquid eyeliner is a pain in the ass to figure out. I say that and I use my hands to draw shit. But liquid eyeliner is what's going to get those pretty wing shapes reliably.
I see.
And I say that not just as somebody who keeps having to put on that shit for interviews, but also somebody who actually participated in a county beauty pageant for scholarship money. Okay? It is all in the eyeliner. And yes, those pictures are online somewhere, and I'm never telling you where they are.
Well, I just have to figure out what county you're in.
Good luck with that. Oh, look, Mel.
Right,
Hazelnuts feels your pain.
What feels my pain?
Hazelnut in the chat.
I'm 23 and I still hang in there, Hazelnut. I'm with you. I just turned 21 in March and nobody buys it. Alright, I'm going to use this opportunity to complain about official soundtracks.
Oh?
This is what I was talking to you about last night. I, as a child, in one of the first big purchases of my life, convinced my parents to buy the Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron soundtrack on iTunes. The whole thing.
No.
Because the only way to get the songs was to do it was like an album only. They were just like, please do this for me. But you know,
Your voice is cutting out a little bit there.
Oh, I was cutting out?
Yeah.
Alright, let me restart. So, I got the soundtrack when I was younger off of iTunes, and now that I'm older, I want to listen to the instrumental bits by Hans Zimmer, and there was one bit that plays in one scene that I was, like, hunting for when I was listening through all of the Hans Zimmer stuff that was on there. It was the part where Spirit reunites with Rain and has his goodbye with the Native American guy, and I was just, I couldn't find it, and then I found out the horrible, horrible truth.
What happened?
It doesn't exist as its own thing on the soundtrack.
Oh, it's just within one of the others?
No, it's the fact that there is a song on it called Nothing I've Ever Known that Bryan Adams sings, and that instrumental section that plays during that scene is what plays in the background as he sings over it. There is no straight up track where you can just get what played in that scene on its own.
That's
You have to listen to Bryan Adams singing. And it's like, it's not that it's bad singing, it's just, I want to listen to the instrumental, you monsters. And And it's really telling, because if you look it up on YouTube, like, the instrumental, there are 2 separate videos with over 1 million views. One of them has 2 million views, where it's just the instrumental, but then the actual, like, normal song has less than 500,000 views. It's like, people want the thing that played in the best moment, or, like, the most emotional moment of the movie. They don't want him singing. I love you, Bryan Adams, but please, I need this.
Well,
yeah, that's Mal's rant.
Poor Mal. Maybe it would help if I actually turned on some other lights other than my computer. That might help. That and actually taking oxygen. Hey, half a minute, guys. Okay. Hopefully that will kick in soon and I won't have a headache this whole time.
It'll work for you.
Well, and that's why I took that nap earlier, honestly, is I was feeling it even today whenever I got home from work. And I was just like, I was wanting to stream tonight. Dragon Lloyd, why are you so hard to draw?
Because you're trying to be a perfectionist with it when you don't know how to draw dragons.
Well, there was
It's in
no
your
need.
I apologize. I apologize.
Y'all, Mel called me out right here on my own goddamn stream.
I do love the eye.
Thank you. All those years of just drawing notebooks full of eyes paid off.
Heck yeah. It says that, I'm reading and it says that hurricane that's gonna hit is gonna be Category 4.
Yeah, and there's supposed to be one right after the other.
Eef. That's not gonna be good. Earlier when they were saying it was gonna, like, maybe get to Category 3, and I was like being all smug, kinda, because they were like, oh, winds are gonna be up to 115 miles per hour, and I'm like, Cedar Rapids got hit with 140 miles per hour wind. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, it's still bad. It's just I was being like, you guys don't care.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's a frustrating situation all around. And I'm glad that they're at least paying attention to some things. But I feel like if something's going to hit, you know, Florida, people always make a bigger deal out of it.
I mean, it doesn't help that, like, with this hurricane, you know, they've had all this, like, prep time.
Right, and you
know?
guys had, like, jack shit.
We had, like, maybe an hour. like my mom was going out for a run with her friends, and then the sirens were going off, and it was like, what the hell? Oh, man, and it didn't help that the governor didn't even show up to the damage until 5 days after it happened.
Okay, see, this is gonna be a moment where Rena's gonna sound really, really obnoxious. But in my PR class, here's the thing. In my PR class, you wanna know what the number one thing was that they stressed to us? Like, above all else, you know what you gotta do? Be fast. You cannot let anyone else be first on the scene. And if they are, you can't let anyone else be second. Like, if you've got a PR thing, if you've got a disaster going on, it is imperative that you get on the scene and you get there now. Like, we were sitting there talking about, there was an oil spill up in Alaska, and it took the CEO 10 days to actually respond, and he never actually went up there. Like, all the company people stayed in New York, and it turned into this PR disaster because it looked like they didn't give a crap, which they probably didn't. So, like, long story short, if you've got a big PR disaster of any kind, get your ass out there. I don't care if there are polar bears. Put on a coat.
Don't care if there are farmers. Don't care if there's no power. You gotta be there. Because there was no power. There was no power in all of like most of Lynn County for like a few days. It was bad.
Yeah, you've got to be out there, especially if like you're an elected official. Like, your entire job is to lead people. Get your ass on the ground.
She's been like really busy trying to hamstring schools into doing in-person learning.
Oh, wow. So she's really doing the people's work.
I know, right? And then all of a sudden she gets all these like influx things from Johnson and Lynn County being like, hey, we don't have power. We can't really do school. And it's like, what do you mean you don't have power? It's like, yeah, remember that flipping Category 2 hurricane that hit? Do you remember?
I wanna believe that like her reaction had to be like, what do you mean we're landlocked? Like, I want in my heart of hearts. I want in my heart of hearts for that to have been the reaction, and then to be like, are you fucking?
There was like a non-tornado that hit most of like half the state 2.5 weeks ago, and nobody cares.
It helps, Mel. This house cares.
I know, and I'm very happy that you do. I'm sorry I keep complaining about this. It's
No, it's pretty damn frustrating. It's pretty damn frustrating.
It's like, what, so I have to be a coastal city for people to give a shit?
Right?
I mean, nobody's gonna die. No one died, but, you know, it's still a big deal.
Well, and here's the thing, like, yes, we're very grateful that nobody died. That does not erase the damage that did occur.
Like, there's, like, mass evictions that are happening right now. Because, like, all these apartment buildings are damaged.
Oh, goody.
And again, no one's caring because it's fire.
Well, and here's the thing. There's a fuck ton of things that are going wrong right now, not the least of which is the problem with what's being reported and what's not, you know?
Totally.
Because, like, what we're noticing here is no one's reporting local COVID cases anymore.
They aren't?
And I say local, like, meaning my specific county, which, you know, the big town in my county is maybe 10 or 12,000 people. It's not very big at all. But nobody's reporting COVID cases anymore because nobody wants to report bad news. So we don't even know if cases are going up. We don't know if cases are going down because nobody wants to report it.
Well, that was the thing that I remember because, like, I've been having issues with people I know where they've gotten tested before, but they don't want to get tested again because they might get it. They might have it or something. And I'm just sitting there like, what? Why? But the point is that they don't want the bad news. They don't want to, like, have to stop going to work because they like going to work because it's the only escape. You know?
Yeah. See, and that's the part where, like, I just don't get it because I'm a hermit, okay? If I could stay here and just do this all day, or stay here and do work and then do this for, like, the afternoon, I'm totally cool with that. I'm totally fine with being a little hermit. But for whatever reason, people don't like that.
No, they want to go out. They want to talk to people. They want to. Oh man, I remember that like picture I showed or I sent you where people were at concerts and there were like all these tables set out, so you were like socially distant.
Well, and here's the thing. I would not be opposed to a quote-unquote social distancing concert because, again, I don't like people. People suck. But
I don't like grinding.
yeah, that's pretty uncomfortable too. And considering that the concerts I want to go to are all punk rock concerts, I'm probably going to have to deal with that. But like, for right now, if we want to have any remote semblance of normalcy soon, we got to get over ourselves and just fucking stay in the house. Just stay in the house. Embrace your inner hermit. You know, paint a face on a volleyball if that's what you gotta do. But for fuck's sake, stay home. For those of you lucky enough to live in countries wherein your government gives a shit, please ignore this PSA. This is directed squarely at Americans and especially at Texans.
Well, I heard Spain has had a bit of an uptick, so it might not be just us anymore.
Oh, fuck. God damn it.
I mean, like, I have to constantly be yelling at my grandparents. It's like, no, let me do the grocery shopping.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you do this to me?
Well, and here's the thing.
No, you.
My great grandparents are like, well, I mean, yeah, we were staying home. I mean, don't get me wrong, your cousin Martha came over, but it was fine. It was fine. We were at home. Momo, that is not how this works.
And like, they want to go back down to Florida to get a new car because their old car got totaled because they weren't nice enough when they were getting the tree off of it.
Ew.
Because the storm.
Why do they need to go to Florida for a car?
Well, because that's where they got the last one. They have like a condo that they migrate down to every year.
Alright, that makes a mild amount of sense. However, it does not make a mild amount of sense in a fucking pandemic.
I know, especially when Florida's one of the top 3 states with the most COVID cases.
Like,
and, alright, this is gonna get a little grim, so I apologize, but especially after one of my grandmother's friends at their flippin' country club passed away.
they actually knew somebody that happened to and they're still trying to go places?
I know!
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Because they were like, oh, it was because her son came down from Minnesota. I'm like, I don't give a shit if it was because of anything. You know someone that passed away. Don't do that. And they were trying to bribe me, like, oh, well, you can house sit.
That is not the problem here, Gran.
You can't do this. You can't bribe me with what I always love and then put yourselves in danger. No, thank you.
That is not remotely how any of this works.
Because, like, dream home right there, like, if I were to ever, like, when I eventually retire and just, like, am actually sitting on my ass, or if I win the lottery one of these days, like, that's what I want to do. I want to be on that farm. I'm socially distanced from everybody. I can go interact with society whenever I feel like it. Make a little extra dough on the side from the little bit of acreage, and it'll be great.
I just like sitting in my hole drawing.
Exactly. Like, just having, just a little like they don't get how good they have it. They can go outside whenever they want.
Okay, so here's the thing. That concept of like that being this huge thing is so wild to me. Not because of like we don't have apartments here. Like we do have apartment buildings here, but there's just so much flat space out here that most people do have a semblance of a yard.
I mean, there's enough space where, like, most, I guess that's how it is over here, too. You know, it's not like everybody lives in apartments. It's just more of, you know, I worry about elderly people in nursing homes, or I was more concerned with, like, big city people, or heck, if they go back down to Florida because their condo is on the second floor, they don't have a yard they can walk around in.
Yeah.
Privately. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you have this giant area that you can go out and get the fresh air in whenever you feel like it. You can have proper, like he hosts coffee parties with his buddies, like socially distanced, you know, because they're smart. But like he's able to host coffee parties. You know?
Yeah.
Like, do that if you're in Florida. And they only want to go back down there to get a car. Like, that's the only reason.
So that's the part that blows my mind. It's like, yeah, so we need a new vehicle. Go in Florida. Go in Florida.
Well, so, like, the old one, so the one that got totaled, was a showroom car that they got for a really decent price, off of a guy they knew. And they loved it. It was like a nice red color. They drove it everywhere. Grandma loved it to pieces. That's probably why she was so very like adamant about getting it out from under the tree, like
right.
the day of the storm.
Damn it, Grandma.
And I was just sitting there like we need to cut off more branches before we do this. I was like saying that at a distance because everybody else was like too into it.
Right.
Like the chain off the chainsaw had come off like 2 or 3 times, and they were just and my grandpa was like, "Oh my god, like Grandpa, you're 74, stop!"
Oh, are you kidding me? My great granddad was chopping down trees so we could build a bonfire at like 88.
Well, yeah, but like he had to like take a break because he overexerted himself or. And I was just like, guys, we can. I was just like thinking, and I wanted to speak up more, but you know, everything that was happening.
Right. Sometimes it's just best to pick your battles.
I know. And then they did it, and then the back window broke, and it was just like, yep, this is where we are. And then there's a law in place with cars here, but I think it's like this in every state, where if there's enough damage to it, you have to have it totaled. You know, like if the damage amount exceeds certain dollar number.
Well, that's just what totaled is if the damage exceeds the amount it would take.
They really wanted to fix it, and it just crossed the threshold of needing to get totaled.
Really? That's a law?
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I was always under the impression that was just up to the choice of the vehicle owner as to whether or not they were willing to pay that.
No.
That's dumb.
They really, really wanted to fix it. And they couldn't, they can't.
Huh.
They were willing to fork over the money.
Wow. That's unfortunate. I do feel for them in that situation.
And again, they got that car down in Florida, so it was like reason to assume, we can get one just like it back down there.
I feel like Baby Dragon Lloyd is only going to look so cute until he's like next to Giant Dragon Garmadon. And then he's going to look adorable.
I love his red eyes. Red-eyed Lloyd is my favorite headcanon that this fandom came up with.
Oh, 100%. Like, you're
Shout
telling
out to
me...
Aaron.
Love that little red-eyed bastard.
I give them, I mean, it was probably someone else, or maybe it was just everybody collectively, but that was the first, when I saw their art, that was the first time I saw Red-Eyed Lloyd, and I was like, ooh, yes. Because, you know, when you humanize the characters, it's like, wait a minute, they can't just have black eyes, can they? What does one do?
Sorry, my brain is not doing the thing. I think it's been about an hour. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for tonight and stop streaming. I'm still down to talk, but I brain zoned out for a minute. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it tonight and all that. Ugh. So y'all have a good night, and I'll end the stream momentarily.
Peace out, everybody.